Hi, it's Eliza here from TESOL Tips and Tricks. This is a channel that aims to find the best ways to teach English students in the classroom. In today's video, we're going to look at how to teach imperatives. I'm not going to teach imperatives in this video. Basically though, we use imperatives to give things like orders, directions, instructions, etc. And you'll often hear authority figures use imperatives, so people like parents, teachers, police officers, and so on. As a teacher, when you teach imperatives in a classroom, you have a really great opportunity to show language in action. In this video, I'll go through the 3 steps that I use and add a couple of optional activities at the end. Step 1, ask for a volunteer student or choose someone yourself. Just make sure you choose someone who'll be comfortable being in front of their classmates, as it can be pretty daunting, especially when they don't even know what they're volunteering for. Get the student to come up to the front of the class and start giving them orders. These are some of mine. First, clean the board. Sit down. Next, stand up. Go over there, open the door, but don't leave the classroom. Turn around. Now, sit down. When you give these orders, just make sure you use the language that you're going to need in this lesson. So in these orders, I used a few sequencing words, first, next, now, and I used both positive imperatives and a negative imperative because that's what I'm going to need in the lesson. The beautiful thing about this part is while one student is following orders, the other students in the classroom naturally watch and listen. And this means they're engaged and their brains are working to figure out what they're seeing and hearing. Hopefully they'll also find it funny to watch their classmate following ridiculous orders like turn around, sit down, stand up. The second part, step 2, is analysing imperatives. So once you've finished, thank your volunteer student, give them a chocolate or something, and then ask the whole class 2 questions. A, what was happening? So the students will say, well, the teacher, you were giving orders to Jane. And then you can talk about what are orders. Could the student refuse to do what they were being asked to? Well, not really, because of the relationship. So it's just a good opportunity to look at the context of the use of imperatives. The second question is, what did I say? What exactly did I say? And here, when students say, well, you said clean the board, you said next, sit down, whatever it is, write the orders up on the board. You don't need to get them all, just make sure you get enough. And you can use these examples then, these real life examples, to teach the grammatical features of the imperative. So, look, there's no subject, there's no third person S, there's no to, you form the negative using don't, and you often use imperatives with sequencing words. So all of the mechanical content that you want to put, you put in this step. Step 3, practice. So this is giving the students a chance to use imperatives. Put the students in appropriate A, B pairs, put friends together, put people together from different countries. You can try matchmaking. No, you can't do that. Don't do that. So students need to be facing each other so they can't see each other's slips of paper, because like any human being, if we can, we will cut corners and just, look at the answer. So one student, student A, gets a piece of paper that says, for example, tell your partner how to cook rice. Student A's job is to tell student B how to cook rice. So for example, first open the packet of rice, then pour the rice into a saucepan. Wash the rice. Next, put some cold water on the rice. Student B has to guess what the slip of paper says. So they might say, well, is it how to make sushi? Is it how to make rice pudding? Whatever it is. Obviously, sometimes it's not going to take a long time to guess, but just make sure student A has the chance to finish their description before student B starts guessing. And when they're finished, they switch roles, so student A listens, student B describes. You just need to give each student at least 2 chances to practice, so you'll need to have a minimum of 4 different explain how to prompt slips of paper. I've included some ideas for the prompts in the description below. Just make sure that your prompts are general enough so that every student will be familiar with the processes that they need to explain. So those are the 3 steps. 2 other things that you can do if you have time. A really useful thing that I've found with teaching imperatives is to give students a reading or a listening script that contains lots of examples of imperatives. Give them a photocopy, ask them to read the script and highlight the imperatives. Start by asking students to find all the imperatives, and then when 1 or 2 students think they've finished, tell the whole class exactly how many imperatives are in the script. Students will often find that they have too many or too few imperatives, so they'll have to go through the script again more carefully. At the end, if you can, put the script on a projector and go through the examples together. You'll find that students have highlighted examples of the infinitive. So for example, in the sentence or in the phrase, "you must go," go looks like an imperative, but it's not, because it's not giving an order or an instruction. And they'll also highlight examples of the present simple. So for example, "they like chocolate." Like looks like an imperative, but it's not. It's not giving an order or an instruction. So it's helping them look at the bigger framework around the language. And doing this creates a great opportunity to show students what is and what is not an imperative. Aside from that, if you've got an extra 5.5 minutes to fill, you can finish class by watching this hilarious video of this dad following instructions written by his children, his young children. Thanks for watching. I'm Eliza from TESOL Tips and Tricks. Like and subscribe, and most importantly, have a great day. Bye.